I'm sure you've seen the title, the thumbnail, you know exactly what's happening in this episode. Guys, if you haven't seen the previous one, round 3, Australia, check it out, link in the top right. Before we jump into spoilers regarding the last episode, today we're here for round 4, Japan. But before we get into that, secret meeting time. Now, everyone will have this secret meeting in this event, but in this particular career mode, we are looking for one team in particular, and we get them. Ferrari have requested this secret meeting. Now, basically, we're just having a brief look at, some terms, comparing Ferrari to ourselves and kind of seeing where they're at, which I kind of already, could see before the secret meeting took place. But what I'm kind of really keen about is Ferrari actually showing the interest, and we're going to get the chance to actually pursue and make this career mode with Lewis realistic for 2025. So I am going to continue the talks with the team to try and see if we can try and hopefully make some progress for next year's car.
So, good news and bad news. The good news is the meeting went well. The bad news, your current employers got wind of it and they aren't thrilled. Get ready to grovel. This might set back your recognition with them a bit.
We're in trouble. Ferrari have got us in trouble. Mercedes have found out. Now, we'll see exactly where that affects us. I believe it'll be in the recognition, which we'll get into at a later stage. But for now, here is the follow-up from the end of the last episode where I had 54% recognition. That was before the secret meeting took place. We had a very good weekend last time out in Australia, picking up the race win with some brilliant strategic IQ racing, just waiting, for the right time to make the move and, pull the trigger and make the pass for the win. Now this weekend we have to take care of our specialists once again, starting off with manufacturing, driving 145 kilometers for the race weekend. Then for the wind tunnel and the aerodynamics, two options. Yet again, I'm going to choose the latter and reach an average of 273 kilometers per hour or higher for 30 seconds during the lap, so that should be pretty achievable. Material fabrication planner for the chassis, we're going to be talking about either completing 5 laps without penalties or warnings, or simply 250 gear shifts, which will get done in the race very, very quickly. And then finally, strategy analyst, the easiest of the bunch, complete a single practice program during a race weekend. So with that done out the way, now we can get into the upgrades and talking about real performance. Now George Russell has his eye set on durability, so we'll see what he's lining up. It looks like we've had a failure. He purchased a gearbox in the last episode and it's failed, so that needs to be repurchased. He also bought the ignition system that arrives in 2 days time, so we'll see if that arrives. As for us, we bought the cable assembly on the chassis after it originally failed once before, so that should be arriving guaranteed. I'm going to purchase the Venturi tunnels, which is going to have a pretty big discount, and I'm also going to repurchase the failed front wing upgrade from George, which my guess, because he's turning these over so quick, I'm guessing he's rushing them, hence why they're all failing. So we skip forward a couple of days more, and another one of George's upgrades, the ignition system, has failed again. So I'm convinced George is rushing these because he's churning these out at a very quick rate, and they're all going wrong. We then skip forward another few days, and this time the cable assembly has failed. So we've had to buy it again. So I'm basically tidying up George's mess at the moment with upgrades. He seems to be just rushing them and they're all failing, so we're putting double the upgrade R&D points into these and it's not really working out. Anyway, heading into the weekend at Japan, we lead the Drivers' Championship by 2 points over Carlos Sainz. We're second in the Constructors, 5 behind Red Bull, so we'll see how we end up after the weekend has come and gone. Either way, for this one, no rain forecast at any point. We had a ton of rain, of course, in qualifying last episode with that wet weather glitch where everyone was driving on dry tyres, should I say, and it was pretty comical. Either way, here is the performance chart this weekend. Now we do have one upgrade on the car in total after all the failures and all the corrections, so we don't really improve much. Elsewhere, Sauber take a big step forward, as do McLaren and, just other teams. Aston Martin also trying to make a move. We're going to move into practice. Now, trying to get the car in the window, feeling good and getting a good baseline as always doing our race runs. We do our first 3 laps without any big dramas, but then on lap 4 we actually hit one of our goals for the specialists, so again making that kind of progress. And then I realised on the last lap, let me check my tyres real quick, and to be fair, front limited circuit makes a lot of sense, you know, the S section very tough on the front, but tyre temps look very healthy, which is good to see, because I was concerned we had trouble with that last race, so I put them extra high in practice to kind of...
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Just to make sure we had a good baseline. You can see the tyre wear factor is underneath 1, which is really, really good. So we can actually maybe afford to just drop the tyre pressures a little bit and bring that closer to 1%, as long as we don't overheat. Fuel consumption is very high here, nearly 55 kg. Pace was pretty good, had a very good 4th lap in that kind of, you know, race stint. We finished practice in 17th, albeit on medium tyres, only 1.3 off the pace, which isn't that far considering the compound. So overall, practice done. We bring our R&D points total to 328, of course, with the bonus points, and yeah, making good progress and taking good strides towards where we need to be. But we just need George to stop rushing these damn upgrades, so hopefully we can get some real productive upgrades on the car. Also, elsewhere, we do gain a bit of experience and kind of improve our driver rating overall. Again, we're trying to chase that 91 overall, currently halfway to 90. But anyway, let's go into qualifying.
This is a circuit where sometimes you see something truly exceptional behind the wheel. We've seen it from Vettel, we've seen it from Verstappen. It is a remarkable place to watch a car at speed. Welcome to Suzuka. We're qualifying for the Japanese Grand Prix.
Suzuka qualifying, an absolute masterpiece, a match made in heaven. Let's get to it and let's try and find the limits and have a bit of fun around here. So, starting off with our first timed lap.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap or that's qualifying over for us.
We've got a yellow flag and there's traffic. Everyone is leaving the garage to go on track now, so we're hitting them at a bit of an awkward time. I went out pretty late to go for a single run because we've got good enough pace that I can just go for a one and done. But now through the Degner, Zhou gets completely in the way and we have to back out. Luckily, I fueled for another lap as I fear this may happen, so we'll have to go again. So starting off a fresh attempt at a lap, trying to hopefully improve. We're also going to get a comparison in the Delta to see, you know, what our previous lap was like compared to this one. Making our way through turns 1 and 2, up by half a tenth. Now flooding the car into the S section, right, and now the left, and then the right again. Try to get a little bit tight and then open the left at Dunlop to get the run up the hill, as we do find a little bit more time compared to our previous lap. Even, you know, with the traffic, we're a tenth quicker here, give or take, and we're a quarter second up on Hulkenberg. A bit deep though into Degner 2 there, just outbraking myself a little bit, missing the apex as we now close out the lap. Delta, of course, irrelevant at this stage. Currently last, checkered flag has dropped. We need to get through here and we need a lap. A 29.1 from Ocon. We are heading up to the line. DRS open and we go, I believe, quicker than Esteban there. Purple in sector 3 and we go P10. So we do escape the drop zone and, you know, avoid elimination crucially, and we get inside the top 10. George Russell though setting the pace with a 127.7, so 6 tenths quicker than me in that session. We had a bit of an electrical issue at the start of Q2, so we had a bit of a delayed start, but eventually we got out there using the same tyres we just got off before. So it's a U set. I don't want to burn a fresh, so I want to try and get a baseline with these tyres and see exactly what we can do. So starting off the lap, turn to apex isn't critical as long as you carry good corner speed and get a good exit. Now into the S's, we have a big snap there on the third one and we're just a bit scruffy, a bit too much curb, putting the car to the inside, and it's just a bit ugly as we run a bit wide there through Dunlop. And the rest of the lap was actually really, really good, but the first sector was absolutely muddied and we do a 128.9, so about 6 tenths slower than our Q1 time, so really not good enough. We did go purple in sector 3 again, but it seems like we're a bit low on wing because we're struggling in sector 1 but we're quick in sector 3. Anyway, a minute and 50 to go. Fresh tyres, currently on the outskirts of Q3 and P11, so we need a lap and we need a good one. So let's get into it. Hopefully now no traffic dramas, so this should be a pretty good baseline to see exactly what our true pace is. Also, on the previous lap, I feel like I didn't really maximize, the true pace of the car, so I want to really try and give it some. You can see here already 2 tenths up. Bit of a snap there through that same corner, but we do a better job of making it work and carrying that slide in our stride, and now making our way up Dunlop up the hill, and we're 8 tenths up in the first sector, so a very good start to the lap here and much more like it. Degner 1 using all the curb, Degner 2 a little bit of a lock up on the way in, running a bit deep, and we lose about half a tenth, nearly a tenth on the exit, which isn't ideal, into the hairpin. Second gear, short shift of third, no, we keep it in second, using all the curb on the runoff, and we do find another couple of tenths, and we're looking pretty good here, north of a second, as we're looking to improve once again. Into spoon curve, down to 5th gear, just clip the inside curb to get a bit of rotation, dip to 4th for the second part, and then get the drive on the exit and use the battery as we close out sector 2 and prepare the final chicane, the 130R, or should I say the Casio triangle after 130R. So flat out through here, no dramas of course, and now brake at the meter board on the 100, down to 3rd, aggressive over the curbs, if possible take the bollards with you, and then square the car up, get the drive out the corner. Not the best last sector, losing a bit of time, but we crossed the line for a 128.1 personal best, and that does give us P7. Max Verstappen set a new benchmark, a 127.2, Russell 27.6, which even George went a tenth quicker than his Q1 time. So Q3 underway, let's see what we can do. We've got 2 fresh sets of soft tyres to go at this and give it a proper crack. First lap, starting off, you may notice, which I didn't realise at the time, in the bottom right, I was using a medium ERS deploy, which isn't terribly slow, because it gives you more battery to basically burn on the overtake, which is also a good thing to have, but overall the hot lap mode is what you want. And the lap itself, I don't bother showing it in full because it's irrelevant because of the battery mode, but the lap was perfect. It was absolutely sublime. I hit every single apex, but part of that is because we're underpowered. Now, I had a massive screen freeze here, and this is why I run flashbacks, because things like this can happen quite often. So we'll run a flashback and basically just run it back on that last chicane, and we'll close out the lap after that screen freeze, and this is going to be a 1 minute 27.7. So even with medium ERS, we PB by 4 tenths, which is only good enough for P9. Now the field spread is really tight. Leclerc in P2 is only 2 tenths ahead of us. So if we just run the right battery mode here and have a smooth lap with no dramas, we could have a real crack at this. So let's get into it. And let's send. I think Verstappen's going to be hard to beat. But anyway, let's go for a full lap of Japan.
To go. Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
the lap of the season so far. Out of nowhere, a 1:27.3. Admittedly, Verstappen did a 27.2 in Q2, so Max did go quicker than the eventual pole time, but hey, listen, he didn't deliver in Q3, so we're taking it, and it's a third pole position in a row. Jeddah, Australia, and now Japan, as we go back to back to back. The question is, can we go back to back to back on race wins? We're about to find out. It's time for the Japanese Grand Prix.
We come to you today live from the Mai Prefecture in the south of Japan's Honshu Island for a race that has seen so many title deciders through the years, some simple, some controversial, but all contributing to a legacy that makes the Japanese Grand Prix an indispensable stop in any Formula One season. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who will start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Norris, Bottas, Stroll, Albon, Zhou, Sargent, Gasly, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Ocon, Hülkenberg, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Welcome to the commentary box. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me is Anthony Davidson. Well, Lewis Hamilton on screen there. Paddock chat earlier in the weekend that this driver had discussions with another team this week. How does that work from a driver's point of view?
Now, the good thing is for the driver that if you've potentially signed or had chats with a team that are going to further your career, that's all well and good. But the problem it immediately creates within your own team now is that potentially the team stop giving you inside information, and therefore you're not privy to that knowledge of where the car's going in terms of its future development.
Here we go. Time for the main event. 3 poles in a row. Can we make it 3 wins in a row? I don't know what to expect. The qualifying lap was absolutely special. A really good lap to put it on pole out of nowhere. For this race, it looks like we are back to a bit more of a regular kind of tyre strategy. So it seems the hard tyre is going to be the order of the day. The tyre seems very durable and doesn't go off. So we may box pretty early for the hard tyre, around lap 8, possibly even lap 7 if we're struggling massively on mediums. Either way, fuel 0.5, that should do the job. No rain forecast over the whole race. We do have overcast conditions the whole time, but rain isn't actually going to fall. So yeah, overall, we'll see what happens. Setup wise, I've gone for an 8-wing split. We also got a bit of engine braking on again. Can't quite decide what I prefer on differential settings, but we'll see how that goes. We can adjust it throughout the race. Brake bias on 52, and tyre pressure is very high. We had decent pace, you know, in the race sims, and also no tyre overheating issues. So we're going to stick with this, and hopefully it works for us. But pretty much ready to go. Let's try and win another race. If not, hopefully a podium. Let's get into it. Struggling here to get any sort of tyre temperature. Now, last race, we did line up correctly, but the game decided to move us back on 0.2, even though we did get, you know, within our grid box correctly. So I just want to make sure we get this sorted out and get a good alignment. Tyre temps are low, I'm worried, but it is what it is. Right, last bit of tyre warm up. Let's scrub these tyres up a little bit. Bit of a burnout to see if it gives us a bit of rear temp. We've just got nothing in the rears. Well, looks like we're going to be under. Anyway, let's get to it. Here we go. Verstappen alongside once again. Lights on. And away we go. Quite a wheel spinny start, but we'll cut across to fend off.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power.
Fending off Verstappen there. Good start. Good defensive lines. You can hear we've got a bit of engine wear starting out. So just starting our 4th race in this career mode, and we're now starting to deal with a bit of engine wear. Verstappen not challenging for now. Perez right behind him as well, so Red Bull looking pretty strong. Russell P5. No idea what to expect pace-wise. We're just going to kind of pace ourselves again. You know, if we can just manage the race, control the pace. If we get overtaken, then make sure we stay in DRS range of other drivers and just kind of stick around until the end of the race, much like we did in Australia. You know, I don't think we had great pace there, but we was able to just be a nuisance, stick around, and things kind of went our way at the end. So, same sort of race. Here comes Max again. He's got the exit. I thought I did enough to cover the inside there. Now Perez going through. Uh-oh, this is going to get ugly. I don't want any part of a 3 wide through 130R. We are taking a back seat up the inside of Perez onto the chicane. I'm taking that P2 back. Let's see if Max gets away. Only 1 DRS zone.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Let's see what sort of pace we have. This lap will be very telling. Max is very strong. I don't have any battery left, so this is it. I don't think we'll have DRS, so we're going to be on our own. Checo will likely go through here. I don't have an answer. Especially that first sector, we just lose so much in the S section. Right, well, Checo will probably go through here. Yeah, I don't really have that sort of pace right now. Checo closing to the outside, but doesn't commit, so we will stay in second for now. But this is going to allow Max to break away. Checo's going to go through here. I don't have a lot of battery. I'm kind of trying to recharge a little bit. Alonso's going to get in on the act as well. The AI, they like to just pull in front, and then they just seem to turn the engine off. They won't pull ahead entirely, so they just cause these really awkward scenarios with, you know, 3 wide. Alonso there trying to hang on the inside, but we'll get in front. But as I was saying, the AI kind of have huge overspeed and then basically don't commit to the move, which isn't ideal. We've got straight line speed, so we can pull ahead of Alonso here and take turn 1. Probably still underwinged, which is not ideal. But anyway, let's see if we can try and keep up with Checo. Maybe he's a bit more sort of pace. But this is where I'm just losing a lot of time, struggling a lot in the S section. Tire temperatures are fine, just lacking wing. Oof. Big one. Big snap. I'm out of battery again. I tried to keep up with Checo, but I can't make it work. Alonso goes through. Don't know if you've got DRS on Perez or not. Straight back up the inside though. Aggressive move, but we get DRS on Alonso to basically keep up with Perez. So bit of a 200 IQ move.
Okay, Lewis, we need to save up some ERS, so let's focus on charging it up, please.
Okay, Alonso will go through here. I kind of want to see if Russell can go through as well, and hopefully he's got some pace and he can get some points for the team. See, Alonso, the AI do this, they'll just pull ahead, but then they won't commit to the move, which is really frustrating. So we'll let George go. Hopefully he goes through convincingly and quickly. We'll let him have the left side of the road. Come on, George, pull ahead, please. There we go. Leclerc now trying to get involved. We'll turn in and commit to the corner. We won't go for the move on George, even though he goes defensive. Let's see if he can try to push on now.
Okay, nice work. Really good job with that target, mate.
Right, job done with that. Just slowly charging the batteries. We're all in just one big train here, which kind of highlights my lack of pace. Also highlights just how quick Verstappen is, because Perez hasn't really gotten away. Alonso's caught up and is now with him, and now Russell's making a move, using an almost overtake pretty much. Leclerc's still closing in on me, but it does mean we're going to get DRS as Alonso and Checo battle away. So this is perfect. It's going to allow us to just catch back up and basically form a big battle for second place. Right, so at the minute we're doing okay. We're ticking off our goals. These guys are battling ahead, so that's also going to help us. At the minute, this is going okay. I'm happy with this. We can hopefully hang around to, you know, be in the battle for the podium later on. I'm happy to help George as long as we get one of our cars or both cars, you know, in the top 3 positions. But that second place is up for grabs today. Verstappen's completely gone, by the way. Literally different planet, postcode, everything around here, just different sort of pace. Oh, big check up on the brakes there. So far, nobody's pitting. Everyone's staying put. I'll keep an eye out because obviously I want to make sure we pit at the right time. Leclerc going through. We're not going to let him have it. I'm going to try and hold it around the outside here. Leclerc's still there. We have contact, but we go through. Just. I'm going to box on this lap. Regardless of what happens, I think. I think if we box now, it also keeps Russell in the race. You can see they really pull away on the straight, even though I'm using overtake. And I'm low on wing as well, so they're quick on the straights and quick on the corners. Through the chicane we go. We're going to box and change, not our strategy, but clearly not the same strategy as them, so different approach. I'm also clearing the pathway for George to pit, the same up as everybody else, so he doesn't have to go long. It's a slow stop. It's really slow, 4.5. Well, hopefully George has a smooth stop because that's a big one. That's a big hit. Could have gone up on wing, but I'm happy. I think I can make this work. This tyre should last pretty well, so let's get back to it.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
We'll run as fast as we can with medium, maybe a hot lap sprinkled in, but I'm going to try and keep some battery back if I can. Oh, first warning, no bollards, so no guide. Verstappen's in, others staying out, other cars in the pits, one of the Ferraris now a pit exit. It's Leclerc, we're going to be close, but we just get out in front, even with that slow stop. Crucial lap there. Really crucial. There we go. Everybody's in. This is going to be the key moment. Leclerc is within my DRS. I did briefly brake him, but I had a bit of a poor middle sector, you can see. Didn't even go green, which isn't ideal. But let's see if these 2 laps have done enough for us to hopefully stay in the fight. We don't even PB. That's the difference between DRS or not around here. But there they are, leaving the pits. And there's Perez. He's got a pretty decent gap. Russell really lost out, so it's important here that we try and stick with Checo. Russell's out behind Alonso at least. I can't even tell if he's behind Alonso or not, but Russell losing out massively. Maybe another slow stop from the boys, who knows. Either way, we've got to try and make sure Checo don't get away here. I might actually get overtaken here. I don't have any batteries to use. Leclerc trying to pull alongside and does so. We're going to go around the outside and hold on for now. Verstappen 29s, so different pace again, different planet. Good defending there versus Leclerc. This is a really intense race so far. But we're still with Checo for now. Purple in sector 3. Leclerc's closer this time. He might go through. Don't entirely mind if it means, you know, we stick with Checo. I'm taking that. Aggression. Above and beyond. Trying to recharge battery as well. That was my best lap of the race. Really good pace on that lap. Working the car extra hard. Half a second off what Verstappen's just done for a fastest lap of the race, but we'll take it. This is okay. We're holding on a bit better than the first stint. These hard tyres are a bit better for us. Definitely working the fronts a bit harder, but that's what you got to do to basically be quick around here and keep up. This is working well. 114 left front tyre temp. Starting to struggle now. That extra lap of tyres, or 2 compared to some others, just starting to stack up a little bit, and I'm just trying to hold on. Leclerc going for it. I'm going to trust I can try and race him. Oh, right across the front. Aggressive again. Trusting the front end of my car to get the downforce I need. Just go around the outside. No talking. I've just been completely locked in. I'm doing a good job. Engine wear icon has flashed up, so We have some engine wear going on, which we'll have to manage. ICE starting to let go. Oh, very wide there. Get my foot in it all the way. That might have been a big moment. Possibly a costly error. Good recovery. Managed to stay in DRS range. Oh, that was a scary moment, a really scary moment, but we've done well. Second warning now though. That's how I've taking the chicane every single lap, all over the curb, super aggressive. Working hard to keep up here. Leclerc's going to get a run, but we should be able to fend him off. Yeah, there we go. I'm actually the quicker car now. I'm able to match, if not go just a tad quicker through the S's, but my issue really is the hairpin. I lose so much. Okay, we've got Leclerc under control. Verstappen goes even quicker still. Let's try and hold. Onto the last lap of the race. Oh, back end gets loose. I've been so good through there every single lap. I think if we get third, I'd be happy with that. We're going to be under some pressure here from Leclerc. Let's try and nail this. Here we go. This is where I struggle and I lose so much time. Not really close enough. Perez making a break. Let's be smart here. Let's try and save our batteries for the next straight and keep Leclerc at bay. That's the most important thing. Here we go. We'll show Leclerc the long way. He's not even close enough. I think he's out of battery. Oh my god, look at the run we've got. Hang on. Hang on a minute. Oh! Oh my god. Out of nowhere. Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome. Let's keep pushing.
It's always box office when this man's at the front. Max Verstappen takes the checkered flag. Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they've secured here.
So Max Verstappen dominates, and I mean flat out dominates the Japanese Grand Prix. The only man with a lap in the 129s except for Carlos Sainz. Even still, he had no DRS, nothing, and the lap times do generally reflect the dominance. So Max crushed it, nothing for us to do in terms of the race win, but it seems like the AI, both Leclerc and Perez, everybody else kind of ran out of battery in the final sector because Leclerc was no threat on that back straight. So I think actually we managed our battery well. We got such a big run on Checo, we threw it around the outside and through goes Hamilton. So let's delve into the standings after that race. Russell finishes P7 in the end, so a slow stop or whatever it might have been really cost him. But we are leading the championship by 6 points over Max Verstappen. So we'll take that. Very good weekend once again. George in 7th. And then if we delve in the constructors, Red Bull take the lead. 22 points ahead now. So pretty big margin over us. We have a reasonable gap over Ferrari and quite a healthy gap over McLaren. So it looks like Red Bull just starting to really turn the wick and crank it up. Either way, we'll take it. Good race. And we move on to the next one, guys, in China, which is going to be, I believe, the first sprint race of the season. So that should be really fun. As always, guys, hopefully we enjoyed it. Also, you can see on screen now the ratings and all the developments after that race. So hopefully, again, taking a step forward towards that level 90 overall, and just picking up a big batch of R&D points and improving our driver stats in general, which hopefully will help us, and also improving in our rivalry versus George Russell. Guys, I liked the video. Subscribe for more F1 24 content on the channel. As always, check the links down below, guys, for the channel sponsors and also discounts. Check out the videos on screen if you want to see more content. And yeah, cheers for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care, and it's goodbye from me. A big shout out to members, as always, of course. And yeah, we'll see you in China. Adios.